I've got some top tips, yeah. So I think I've spent a few weeks now talking about CVs, talking about LinkedIn profiles, maybe even talking about interview hints and tips. So I guess today what I'd like to really go through a little bit more is that people that are listening to us, people that we're talking to, a lot of people are probably new to the ecosystem. So I guess I'd like to pull that together a little bit and talk about how to get a Salesforce job. As we know, the ecosystem is really, really exciting. It's a great place to be. Jobs are in demand. It pays really well. It offers lots and lots of flexibility. And that's why it's a really exciting opportunity. But it is a little bit tough to get into because you need to have a good knowledge of the Salesforce platform. So I think in terms of some tips, make sure that you understand Salesforce, what it is, what it does. I know it might sound really obvious, but particularly for people that have got a tech background. But Salesforce isn't just about people with a tech background. There's lots of people that pivot their career, but make sure that, you start to look at and understand the technical side of Salesforce as a user. You can find out lots of information through their website, YouTube channels, Trailheads, Supermums. So yeah, understand Salesforce if you're looking at trying to get a job in the ecosystem. Start your training. Yeah, so we've got a fantastic training platform, which for me, even though I don't represent the training team, I do represent Supermums though, it stands out in the marketplace in that it's live training. It's not, here you go away and do it yourself. It's about a community. There are other things such as, Salesforce Trailheads, which can really give you a great start. And I would recommend that you go out and have a look at that. But ultimately, make sure that you get your training. And if you're the kind of person that, you like that community, you like the collaboration, then ultimately, Supermums is a great place to start. Salesforce is really about it. That is also a community. Yeah, so you need to join that community. I did say a couple of weeks ago when we were live around the LinkedIn profile piece about making sure that you're joining user groups, making sure that you're out there in the Trailblazer community. If you've done your training and you're now looking for that first job, be active on Twitter. Be active in Slack. There's loads of different ways of communication that you can get involved with through the Slack channels, and it's free. There's loads of other different groups, where you're a Supermum trainee. We've got our alumni group. That's a great way to learn about opportunities. Clearly, certainly most people that are coming through the Salesforce program are there to get certified, and that's really important in terms of getting a job role. I think there's a real grey area because a lot of people that I talk to say, yeah, but I've got my cert. But every job that I apply for says I need 2 to 3 years experience. And I've touched on this before, if you've got your Salesforce certification, that really underpins the experience and the learning that you've had. If you can get some pro bono work, then that's fantastic. But actually, it's about utilizing your past employment skills and looking at how transferable those skills are, whether that be communication skills, stakeholder management skills, whether it be something along the lines of organization, planning. All of those things are really, really transferable into a Salesforce job, particularly an admin job. If you're looking at going straight into a consultancy job, certainly your communication, your stakeholder skills. Have you been client facing before? They're all things. So for me, we place a lot of people. In fact, 40% of the placements that we make come from our Supermums community at entry level. And those people don't necessarily come to their first job with anything other than their certification and their training from us. So, organizations out there, they look beyond that Salesforce knowledge at what your past experience is. try and get some Salesforce experience. I think one of the benefits of the Supermums course is that at the very end of it, you do get a work placement, which can be really, really beneficial. But actually, go out there and get some experience, because otherwise you can feel like you're in a bit of a chicken and egg scenario. Without any experience, I can't get a job, and so on. But there's other things that you can do. So look at some of your super badges. Do some see if you can volunteer. See if you can pick up any real projects through, the Trailheads community. And then, have a think about what jobs you can get. Where are those jobs? Well, in terms of what we do, when I'm talking on a Friday afternoon about the job roles, I'm talking about job opportunities with end users. I'm talking about job opportunities with ISVs, independent software vendors. I'm talking about opportunities with consultancies. And I'm talking often about opportunities with non-profits. So there's loads and loads of opportunities out there. I would say that the biggest thing that people do need is to be resilient. Yeah. If you've invested your time in that training and you're looking for that first opportunity, just be resilient. If you go into it expecting to get some no's, then that's great. We have people that we work with and that we place that ultimately, they go out and interview and they get the very, very first job that they apply for. But we also have people that, we're working with, and maybe they've been out of 5 or 6 or 7 interviews for us before that job offer. So you do have to be resilient and just keep going at it. So hopefully there's a few hints and tips there in terms of pulling all of the things that we've spoken about together and actually driving those forward into that Salesforce ecosystem to get that first job.